And it's Ken Kraetzer for Sons of American Legion Radio. I have a chance to chat with Army head football coach Jeff Monken. And coach, looked like a pretty high energy practice. How'd it go? What are you working on this week?
I think the guys have done a good job, and we've got 2 weeks to get ready for this next game. So it's just nice to be able to get the game plan in early and have some extra days to work on it. And like I said, I think the guys are working hard. They know this is a big game for us, a lot at stake. So hopefully we'll be prepared, and it's going to take these practices to get us ready.
Well, we talked a little bit after the game Saturday about what a good passing team Hawaii is. Cole McDonald, we saw him here last year. I think he's got over 60 touchdown passes in his career. They're throwing for 350 yards, I think it is, per game. What is it? It's a big challenge for your defense. How are you preparing for that?
That is a big challenge. You throw those stats at me there, Ken. He is outstanding, and he's got a great supporting cast, a really good offensive line. They're running the ball effectively, and those receivers. There's so many of those guys, and they're fast, and they're all different. They've all seemed to have this knack for doing some things in within the offense that they're really good at. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge to simulate the offense, and it's a challenge to just be able to cover all those guys and be where you need to be, and put enough pressure on the quarterback that he's got to throw it on time. So it's going to be a tough football game, but hopefully John will have a good plan. I'm sure he and the staff are going to look at every bit of film we've got, and have a plan that our guys can execute. And John's a smart football coach and will do a really good job, and it's just giving those guys things that they can handle and they can do. So the key is going to be being assignment sound and executing the defense, and doing a great job of, just as I said, putting enough pressure on them. They've got to throw it on time and being in position to defend some of those footballs.
And coach, just coming off of two solid wins, where you scored a lot of points, you only gave up, I think, 15 points in the two games. How do you feel that sets up the team for these two?
Anything to do with the next? They're all very independent of each other, depending obviously on the opponent, and what UMass did was different from VMI, and what VMI does is different from Hawaii, and what Hawaii does is different from the game after that. So we just got to prepare for this one. We know it's going to be a real challenge. They're a very physical, very athletic football team, a very good football team, and very well coached. So they're, if there's any proof needed, they're playing for the Mountain West Conference Championship game. So San Diego State and Hawaii are squaring off this Saturday, and the winner of the game is going to go to the championship game. So that tells you they've been in the hunt all year and done a really good job. And I can't say enough for what Nick Rolovich has done with that program out there.
How is it logistically getting there, getting the team ready for long plane flight, and you can't take your truck out there, I guess, this time. How is it just preparing for a long travel trip?
The trip is a challenge. It's a long flight. We're gonna fly to the West Coast. We'll stop to refuel the airplane, get the guys off the airplane, and let them get a little bit of exercise just moving around, and then fly the rest of the way to Hawaii. And it's going to be 12 or 13 hours total in travel. And by the time we get there on Tuesday night, it's going to be, I guess, middle of the night here. So we've got to, we got to be very conscious of that. Give our guys the rest that they need, and when we arrive, and then get to work and getting prepared for Hawaii. We really wanted to get out there early so that we could acclimate both to the time change and to the weather. And we looked at it both ways, going out there late or going out there early, and we just felt like going out there early was going to give us the best chance.
So it makes sense. And, it's another time, a chance to go visit an Army base. You got Schofield Barracks there, a big Army facility out in Hawaii. I'm sure you'll have a lot of soldiers and officers from Schofield Barracks at the game Saturday.
Oh, I hope we will, and I hope they'll come out and support our team, and it's always great to be at a place where we feel like we've got an army hometown team there, and much like when we travel to Texas, there's a lot of Army bases there, and even when we go out to Colorado Springs, Fort Carson right there. So there are, as I understood when I lived there, 13 military bases in the state of Hawaii. So not all Army, but a lot of Army personnel there, and Thanksgiving weekend. So hopefully maybe they'll want to have a little fun and spend the Thanksgiving weekend with us and cheer us on. We certainly can use the help. That's a tough place to play. Hawaii's got great fans, and we could sure use the help out there.
Well, certainly very historic Navy base, Pearl Harbor. I've been there a couple of times, and just a very special historic place in American history. But also the presence of the Army. A lot of soldiers go from there to Asia. So Jeff Monken, great to see you, and great to watch the team getting set for the trip to Hawaii.
Thanks a lot, Ken.
Our pleasure. This is Ken Kraetzer for Sons of American Legion Radio out west.